working on a movie called Prisoner of Honor with Richard Dreyfuss, who was starring in it, and Ken was directing it. And so I thought, God, because this is my 87th bloody try at having another go at a film score. But I've met the director. He quite likes me, and he said to me, "Well, okay, let's listen to what you can do." So I sketched some ideas. They were just in pre-production, and they found their way, and that was that. And I didn't hear anything more.
A dejected Barry decided to escape to South Africa and start a business. Just when he thought fickle Tinseltown would never call, Barry's career hit a high note.
And then the phone call came, and I could not believe it when this phone call came. The little agent, the little ferret who'd been going around, she said, "You need to be in LA in 2 days. They definitely want you to do the score. And you need to go and meet Richard Dreyfuss, because he's got editorial control over the music, and he likes what you've done, but he wants to meet you. So can you be in LA in 2 days' time?" And I'm sitting there starting a business in Johannesburg, and I thought, oh heck, what am I going to do, So anyhow, I went. So I flew back to London. I was in a real tiz about going to the States. This was my first trip to America. Okay, so all my friends from school, they'd done all that. They'd hung out in Venice and been to LA and been to New York and done all that stuff. And I'd never been to America, and I'd been doing the Asian thing and the European thing. I thought, Christ, it's not a bad way to go to the States. I mean, I'm going to the States to be interviewed for my first film score. They quite seriously like me enough to fly me across there. I'm going to go to the Disney lot and sit with Richard Dreyfuss. Okay, life ain't bad, After Prisoner of Honor, I did, as I said, another couple of films with Ken Russell. I did something else with Dreyfuss, did a movie called The Steel. And round about this time, my mother died.
While Barry was riding the wave of success in his professional life, he suffered a setback in his personal life, a jolt that he would never quite recover from.
It was a very difficult time for me, because prior to her death, she'd been very ill, and I'd pretty much looked after her. And so I knew that, she was a grand old lady, and she lived to a great age, but nevertheless, it doesn't make it any easier. And I was in London. I was trying to kind of cope with the death of my mother. It was a very hard thing to cope with. I struggled a lot with it, and I needed to kind of have a break from everything, because I think significant moments like that in your life it's a time for reflection. It's a time to think about many things. Just get away from, okay, let's forget about what we do. Let's forget about all these things. Just think about things that really matter. And I came to Dubai. I'd been to Dubai a few times before, because during the whole advertising era, I'd been doing quite a bit of commission work for advertising agencies in the Middle East, primarily Dubai, a little bit in Lebanon, a little bit in Saudi and Egypt, but primarily Dubai.
Used to be in a music company that used to do all the music for our commercials, and after that we were so pleased with his talent, should I say, that we kept in touch ever since, and most of the things, the musical stuff I'm involved with, I work with Barry. And I work with Barry mainly because he's not only a very good composer, I would say he's a sound designer. in that sense that he understands all the finesse of some different music than the music he's used to, which is a westernized one. Understand all the percussions of local music, and be it in Dubai, the Emirates, or Lebanon, or any GCC country. And in that sense, he is innovative in introducing this feel, those instruments, to Western music. So we have a superb fusion that is in tune with the progress that happens in Dubai and all that.
Barry happened upon Dubai at a time of deep sadness and loss. But musically, artistically, and creatively, it hit all the right notes.
I saw a dream. Okay, it was the early days of a dream. But I mean, this place had in many ways no right to be what it is, you know. So some people had a vision here for this place, and you could just see the beginning of it, you know. And that, I love that energy. I just find that energy very, very interesting. And I saw an incredibly peaceful country with even in those days, I mean, you know, an amazing mixture of cultures, just wandering around, feeling completely at ease and very relaxed, and there was just a feeling. It was just I can't explain. There was just a feeling. It was just a feeling. It was a place I just wanted to spend a bit of time.
It is the mélange of cultures and the heartbeat of a vibrant, cosmopolitan city that attacked the senses and seduced Barry. In Dubai, he saw the potential of a thriving music industry.
I eventually decided, having spent a little bit of time out here, that it would be that I was going to stay, and that I was going to give it a massive commitment. And it was at this time that Dubai Media City was opening, and it was a great opportunity to set up a production operation here in Dubai. So I was actually one of the first guys in DMC. And I actually wrote the music for their opening. There was another one we did for the big firework opening. And I started in a very, very small way, with just myself and my production manager, who is still an absolutely pivotal part of the company today, Polly. And we started with just no studios, nothing, just basically just getting a few commissions, hiring a few studios here and there, and then eventually we built a little small studio, and then that one grew a little bit, and then we built another studio and another, and now we're establishing quite an international standard infrastructure here in Dubai, and but we've done it organically. We've done it without investors. We've done it ourselves. We've done it through sheer hard work and through love and passion. And what's great is that all the people who started with me from day one are still here.
Barry has all the quality in the world. I mean, he's amazing. I enjoy working with him. He's very understanding. He's fantastic as a person. He's a good friend.
Barry was most interested in experiencing Dubai through music, particularly intrigued by the haunting melodies of Arabic tunes resonating through the streets of the city.
What I did set out to do was to understand as much as I could as a non-Arabic speaker, as much as I could to understand about the music. So I made it my business to understand the instruments, to understand, you know, the depths and the capabilities of the instruments, the scales, you know, what the possibilities were, to try and understand some of the harmony, and to start experimenting a little bit with playing with mixing and a bit of Arabic, a bit of Occidental, and I guess it was just a process. It was just a kind of an evolutionary process that somehow I managed to develop this sound, which has become. Listen, I'm not by any means the only person in the world doing this, you know, but definitely in terms of some of the things that I've done, particularly in terms of branding some of the, you know, some of the Dubai kind of entities here. That I think, and it's not just me; it's very much me and my team. And I always like to say that because, particularly my kind of co-writer and, you know, partner in the business, Matt, who's a sound engineer and is a massive talent himself.
I've known Barry since the mid-80s. He had a music company, quite a successful music company in London. I was a sound engineer at that time, and he used to be one of my regular clients. We've kind of kept in touch over the years. So yeah, we go back quite a long way.
I think between us, we've created the sound. I would not like to take credit for it exclusively by any means, you know. And I think we have created a sound which has now found its way into lots of little parts of Dubai, and we're very proud of that.
The resulting East-West fusion brands the city, what is now unmistakably and inimitably the sound of Dubai.
Song Dubai Dubai, which was commissioned by DTCM to promote Dubai as a destination worldwide. Dubai Media City, obviously, I think has been a very successful work. It's still very much present on the TV these days. We created the theme for the Dubai World Cup, which was again a mixture of kind of orchestral and Arabic. I did a couple of the shopping festival openings, the scores for those, particularly the one, I don't know if you remember, the one with the big globes, which was fascinating because that had a lot of different dance troupes. You know, they had the Africans, the Koreans, the Spanish, and then the end firework music was an arrangement of Beethoven's Ninth in Arabic style. So we're always taking on new and interesting challenges. There've been others. I mean Emirates was that's not so much of a fusion thing. That was actually done prior to coming to Dubai. That was done some years ago, but certainly it's been very successful for them as an airline.
He's given a signature tune to a theme to Emirates Airlines, okay? That will remain with people for as long as there's Emirates Airlines, all right? But the quality of his music, it's fusion, you know? He is the kind of musician who began way back in the 60s when the world was slowly becoming aware of itself, aware of its diversities, its commonalities, and then the 7+ notes. And so when the musicians started to come together and evolve a kind of music, Barry was among them. And that's what he brought to Dubai. He could combine east, west, north, south, Arabic halftones, microtones, and create something so special.
Dubai Dubai is an inspiration because the fact is this place is about, it's about try it. It's about try it. So I guess that's what we're doing too, is we're trying it, you know. And I think, you know, because of the, I mean, architecturally it's such a fascinating city, and it's so innovative in so many ways, and there are some incredibly interesting people here with lots of different ideas, and because it's a place where everything is possible, I guess I think that energy just drives you to experiment. I am so happy I made the decision to come here. Okay, I mean, you know, people say, well, could you leave London behind and everything you were doing in London? But what I'm doing here is I've got a chance here with the people I'm with to actually contribute to the building of a massive music industry here. In the Middle East has already a huge music industry, but there's a lot that we can bring to the party as well, because and the growth that I'm seeing and the standards in advertising, in filmmaking, in every way, I mean, are just, it's like lightning. It's just going like this. I mean, the kind of commercials they're making here in Dubai now are international standard commercials. I mean, absolutely, you know. And it's amazing to watch and to be a part of.
A self-confessed workaholic, Barry is not about to slow down. As Dubai continues to grow and reinvent itself at breakneck speed, so too does Barry's music portfolio. Alongside running a production company and working on copyrights, Barry is getting ready to launch his own record label. His life has come to a crescendo.
The album that I'm working on at the moment, which is about 2/3 complete now, features a number of different singers in different languages. I would like to think of it as reasonably intelligent and, you know, emotive, emotional, well-crafted songs. I mean, for me, the process of writing a song is such it's such an adventure. It's so difficult. But when you get that song that you know has got a perfect shape from A to Z, that all the right things happen, exactly the right moments, and the right melody comes in, the right lyric. I mean, it's just so satisfying, and I think, which is one of the reasons it's taking me a long time to complete this album. I mean, I've been at it for ages now, but I know that I have, of the 5 to 6 songs that are nearly finished, I know that there are 2 that I would consider the best work I've ever done.
Barry also hopes to work with the reigning queen of Hindi music, the Indian diva Asha Bhosle.
I have had discussions with Asha Bhosle, who is someone who I have the absolutely highest regard for, and absolute passionate about the beauty of her voice. And there is a dialogue going on between her and myself at the moment about the possibility of doing an album together. And if that comes to fruition,